Hey, how's it going, guys? This is your boy Hazzed, and today we're going to be talking about the idea of the 7.1.5 PTR buff of Breath of Sindragosa. And I'm going to talk about in this video why I think it's going to be good, bad, or in between, and whether it's too much or not enough. Anyways, guys, let's do the live comparison at the moment to the PTR comparison, so let's do this. So right now we're going to go over and see how hard it's hitting and of course how hard the crits are hitting. So we're going to go and stand about right here behind the targets. We're going to go ahead and throw out Breath, throw out Merciless for fun, just Howling Blast because that's the way we do it. And now I'm just going to keep up, of course, Breath as long as possible. So we can basically record, of course, how much damage it's actually doing. Not necessarily the DPS at the moment, that's not as important. But definitely just keeping it up to see consistent damage and, of course, any nice crits that we get. And then we're going to take that from there and transfer over to the PTR and see what we get. So basically all this information that we're stacking up into this recount right now is going to tell us exactly what we want to know based upon how much damage the difference is from here to PTR. Now, as they said, of course, in the notes that the damage difference is 175% to what, 200 and something percent. Anyways, I can't think of it off the top of my head, but it's quite a number jump. It's like 100 and something percent jump. Like it's absolutely buffing out the whole thing in general. Now I'm gonna have to go back and click the right mode for this since it's being difficult and those dots are still. It's probably gonna flop again. Yep, did it again. All right, gotta go back again. Gotta click the right one. There we go. Now we got it on there, coming in the damage, opening this up, bringing this screen out here. We're going to click on Breath of Sindragosa. Now, this is live, definitely. So, maximum hit, we're hitting for about 122k. That's about average. It looks like minimum it hit for about 22k. I'm not really sure why it's that different. Probably a fluker hit something on the side. But, yeah, maybe not. Maybe it just hits that one and there's no, like, extra AP behind it. Of course, it is stacking by extra strength, so the more strength you have, of course, and if you're orc, it's going to make it deal a lot more damage since it's scaled off of attack power. Now we can go ahead and look at the crits. So maximum crit is about 245 on Breath of Sindragosa, which actually is quite a lot of damage. Of course, that is per tick. It looks like average is about 100k, and the minimum is about 44k. And I can't wait to see exactly what kind of buffs we get on this Breath, because I haven't done it on the PTR yet, so I have no idea what we're about to see. Well, let's just go take a look. Alright, now what we've all been waiting for, testing out the Breath, of course, on the PTR. Now, making sure I don't have anything crazy in here, and I do, but that's not actually going to affect it, so I'm not too worried about that. Alright, let's see what these damage tick up to. This is going to be, hoping quite a bit more damage than what we just saw. Because it looks like it with that buff. It looks like it's going to be extraordinary. I mean, so far, the actual DPS itself doesn't seem to be too different. Actually, it is, matter of fact, because I did start off slower. I didn't throw up Remorseless Winter with this spec, which would have spiked my DPS a lot higher. And it also matters about my Trinket procs and what proc during that. So there we go. We threw that off. Now let's take a look at the DPS on this PTR. Very curious to see. It's probably going to flip on us with those dots. Nope, it didn't actually do it. Surprising. Oh, yeah, we didn't even apply dots, and we still did 500k. So wait, we did the same DPS without applying AoE dots or using Remorseless Winter. Okay, that makes more sense now. Holy crud. The maximum crit was 350k. Are you serious? That is so high. I think the other one was only like 270 something, 280 something. And you guys will know because you'll see them back to back. Basically, these are like actually spaced out since I had to, log into different accounts and stuff to record this, so I can't quite remember off the top of my head. But average was only 100k on the other one. Wow. All right, yeah. Let's go ahead and get to the actual comparisons. I'm gonna write these together, kind of put them side by side so they're easier to figure out for you guys. And really just talk about how big of a difference are they thinking about making Breath of Sindragosa. Now, in my opinion, from what I'm seeing right here, it would be a huge buff. It would be extremely powerful. And the fact that it hit 3 targets that much, let me do some math. If we were hitting for about 150, wow, that's just too much. I'm going to do that math in a minute. I ain't going to do it on live because we all know. But anyways, let's go ahead and get to the sum of this. So all in all, guys, I sat around and did some math between these abilities, and I kind of got the difference between live and PTR now. Basically, what we're looking at the current moment is when it comes to max crits, we're looking at about 105k tick advantage. That is quite a big buff on that. Basically, we're going from doing, let's see, max crits about hits on live 245k to about 350k, which is about 105k buff, like I said. An absolutely insane amount of damage buff. Now, normally this really doesn't sound like much, but you got to remember is this can tick up, 31 plus times. Well, let's say it ticks 31 times on a single target. That extra 105k, let's say it critted every time in a perfect world, would deal an extra 3.2 million damage. Let's say there's, 3 extra targets on that, and that's going to be 9.6 million damage. So you can see how that AoE major breath is going to stack up, with this extra damage. It's going to make our AoE with this spec absolutely insane if this goes through. And in my opinion, it may be a bit too strong, since it scales, of course, off of attack power. Now, I don't know if it's going to be extremely overpowered, but I'd have to say it's going to be strong enough to make a major difference, strong enough to make people reroll and definitely play the breath spec. And the major reason being is the damage that's going to put out is going to be absolutely insane. Now, I want to kind of burst on this target. Now, I got to get up my runic power again real fast. And I want to kind of just throw out breath and go ham on this thing. I may even throw a little potion into it just to see how high we can get it here on the PTR because I'm kind of curious. Hopefully we can get up that strength proc again perfectly. This is gonna be good if we can get it. Oh wait, no, I'm doing this wrong. Hold on. I'm gonna change this up even more. What we want to do is go Frozen Pulse. We're gonna take Avalanche and we're gonna go Gathering Storms. This is actually going to be the maximum burst. Now, with that extra damage coming out through that breath spec with 3 targets, this might actually be some really, really insane DPS, and I'm thinking it might be. So I best just come in on this target and let's find out what we can do. Alright, throwing out some AoE, throwing out some major damage, throwing out Sindragosa, throwing out that. We hit about 900,000 damage there. And we're able to hold, it looks like we're actually capping up above 900,000 DPS at the moment. Imagine if this was a BG, this would be insane. We're just capping up above about 800,000. I needed extra runes there, but that was just an all-out burst. Holy crap. Like, that maximum burst usually doesn't hit that hard, but we just literally did 21 million damage in less than 30 seconds. So, overall, guys, I gotta say, if they buff breath by that much, it may even be enough to actually change a bit of PvE. That might be why they're actually focusing on it. So they may tweak it in the PvP base build. So we're gonna have to watch for some of that. But, guys, overall, it'd be really cool to see a buff to Breath of Sindragosa, in my opinion. Now, do we need it that much? Maybe not that strong, but it would be cool to play with it anyways, guys. So I wanted to kind of make this review video and kind of clarify what's going on with that, let you guys know exactly kind of what the differences are there. And until next time, guys, this was your boy Hazzed.